Hello YouTube world and welcome back to Thoughtful Thursday. I am Movement Mike Nimchek, and today I wanted to discuss with you a little bit about vaccines and maybe a little bit about the medical field and what I'm going to be doing for the next 6 weeks and how this all kind of ties in together. So this video might be a little bit longer than usual, especially after last week where I got it down to under 4 minutes. That's definitely not going to be the case today. So hang in there and try to keep an open mind. Here we go. So the first thing I will discuss is vaccines. And I've grown up in an environment having my mom as a critical care nurse and my dad being a chiropractic doctor and very intuitive and knowledgeable in alternative-based medicines, being able to help people at their root level and not just do issue Band-Aid or some drug of some kind and then send them on their way. It's a process, right? Something that I had that's really grown on me and that I try to help people with is looking at it from the bigger picture, being able to help somebody holistically heal, not just symptom, drug, hopefully relief of the symptom. Most times there may be a relief of the symptom, but then now you've created even more issues than before, new and more issues. So, what am I talking about with these vaccines? How is this tying into these two sides and how I grew up? Here's what I'm trying to get at here. I have been told that on one side that, hey, vaccines are very necessary. You need to have them, or at least some of them. Over here, I have another voice saying, you don't really need vaccines. Just keep yourself healthy, eat the right foods. Your food is your medicine. If you have a strong immune system and you can maintain that, not stressing out your body and draining your adrenals, not putting your immune system in compromise by not getting enough sleep, right? I made a video about that. Not eating sugar and processed foods, which just is fuel for dis-ease, and not keeping yourself in high stress environments, making sure you're able to calm your body down, go through different breathing techniques that I explain a lot on my Therapeutic Tuesday and Workout Wednesday videos. It's that constant repetitive phrase of breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in some instances being able to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, depending on what's going on and what the exercise is like. So I was listening to I'm sure it's a podcast, but I ended up listening to it on YouTube because I do like this platform. And it was on Extreme Health Radio, and they had a guest speaker who was at one point in time a rep or an employee of a pharmaceutical company that made I don't think they made vaccines, but they made a product called Vioxx. I'm going to try to remember to leave the link down below. And she discussed what she found out being in the industry. She had moved away to Europe, in Holland actually, and had a son. It was a home birth, very, very natural. And she noticed the difference in the way that children were in that country. How healthy they were, how they weren't being pushed to take all these different vaccines to protect them and make sure that they were healthy and that their immune systems were strong enough. They should be strong enough if they're eating the right foods, right? That's my personal belief and what I've come to find out as I've gotten older and I see different toddlers or babies that are either given the natural way, right, breastfeeding, getting the immunity from their mother, or some sort of synthetic product like a soy-based formula, which, you know, I'm seeing these kids later on down the road, and I'm just hearing these stories from these mothers saying like how many issues their kids are having. It's the way in which, it's the environment in which they're in or what they're consuming, right? Both orally and apparently injected as far as these vaccinations go. So here's where this vaccination thing gets kind of weird and how this ties into the medical field. When you have a study on vaccines, it is almost always funded by the company that is developing the vaccine. So it's really not a study. What it actually is marketing. And this woman on this interview, which again, I'm going to try to remember to leave the link down below, she explains how this is very prominent. This is the way it is. She's been there. She's seen it. She's been in that industry. It's a business and they're marketing. It's not a study. It's a marketing ploy. We don't need all these vaccines. I'll be the first one to tell you, I haven't vaccinated myself. I haven't been vaccinated. I guess I got a few before I went to college because it was required. And that was back in 2006. So it's almost been 11 years. The only vaccine I've gotten since then is, so I can't remember the vaccine name, but I know that it involves, like if you step on a rusty nail and you know you have it's like when your muscles kind of freeze up on you and tense up and you can't let them release. I can't remember the name of it, and more than likely I'll post it down below and I can look it up. I can't come off the video without stopping the video. So I will list it down below. Anyway, so that's the only vaccine that I've gotten when I managed to almost cut my finger off. I don't know if you can see the little scars there. There's like that little centerpiece where they were able to sew my finger back together because I was trimming bushes with the little thing that goes like this, the hedge trimmer, and I was reaching too high and it came down and I kind of blocked it and it just cut up my finger. So that was the only time that I got a vaccine, and it was something that was just heavily pushed by my mom, wanting to make sure that I didn't end up having whatever that disease is where you, again, I'll leave a link down below. So getting back into this, so yeah, I haven't had a vaccine in years, so I can testify that I would consider myself pretty darn healthy. I eat the right foods, I take care of myself, I supplement my diet when necessary, not necessarily with whole food products, which I think is a great thing to maintain if you're not getting it from your food. More importantly, herbal remedies and herbal supplements to help balance out my life. And I know I can be pretty extreme in my lifestyles. That's just the way that I am. I'm kind of pedal to the floor. I kind of go, and then I rest. And I'm trying to bring balance into that, and definitely having a daily meditation or movement practice helps me with that, right? But I am very goal-oriented. I like to I go to a task and I see it through. At least that's what I've come to find out about myself. So how does this tie into the medical industry? I was talking about earlier, before I went on my own little rant, about how the pharmaceutical companies or the vaccination companies kind of fund their own studies, which is really a marketing thing. It's advertising, it's not actual science. You know, science involves, a placebo, and these placebos don't even really exist from what this woman is saying in the interview. So how does this tie into the medical field? So you have a lot of white coat doctors, right, your MDs, who actually get kickbacks for the amount of, or the percentage of both staff and patients that get these vaccines and go through the whole process of consistently getting these vaccines. So they have a major incentive because they get paid, which pays their bills, right? We all have to get paid in order to live in this society that our species has created. You need to have money to do that. And more, there is no option to kind of live freely. It's still possible, but it's very hard. So you kind of have to have money in order to live. And that goes for everybody, even the doctors that seem to make a lot of money. Their money's coming from a lot of these vaccination and pharmaceutical kickbacks. That's a real thing. Again, there's plenty of resources that this interview mentions where you can go and look this up on your own. I'm not going to list a big old block of links, but you can go to this YouTube video, links got down below, and you can see for yourself. Because I know this is a very sensitive topic. Again, I opened this video with medical side, alternative medicine side. I've grown up with the two. I've experienced it, I've listened to it. So that's all I'm going to say about this, because I'm trying to keep this video under 15. That's the goal, right? So the last piece of this is what I'm going to embark on. Being a product of a critical care nurse and a chiropractic doctor who has really gotten into holistic alternative medicine, mostly nutritional medicine, I am on my way, actually today, this evening, down to Peru, into the Amazonian rainforest, to take a 6-month course in shamanistic medicine and permaculture. So it's a shamanic permaculture course. 6 weeks out in the natural Amazonian Andes mountain, kind of where those two meet in this space. Right? It'll be very limited to technology, internet. I'm not going to be able to make these videos. I will be, but they won't be posted until the end of November. So I'm heading down there, and I'm going to be working on my knowledge base as far as medicine goes, and working with plants, and being able to, first of all, heal myself, experience this, and then be able to help and heal others. And I don't know if I've mentioned this on a video before, but shamanism at its root is helping people remember how to help themselves, or teaching people how to heal themselves. And that's what I'm trying to embark upon. I want to have the alternative remedy for what ails people. Again, my mission on this the whole time with Movement Mike, being able to help you do the things you love to do for as long as possible, to keep going, to keep growing. And this is the next step in my evolution of growing and helping others. Very, very alternatively, let's kick this back to the relationship in the medical field. The medical doctors are kind of pressured to sell these drugs and vaccines to people and sell them on it so that they can pay back the tens of thousands of dollars that they owe in medical school bills that they have to pay back from being in school. I don't want to do that. That's why I'm taking this course. It's a much more cost-effective option. It's not so inflated with crap that is completely influenced, and the pharmaceutical company and their money has a big hold on the course materials that are being taught. I don't want any of that. I'm trying to heal people. I can have a job where I can make money to pay the bills. I can deal with that. My goal is to make sure that each and every one of you, and those who you care about, who you share this with, the stuff that I do, these videos, my social media sites, that you are able to heal yourselves, or at least feel better, so that you can keep growing, so that you can keep going and keep growing, and being able to be your best self, to offer what gift you have to give to the world. I feel like this is my gift to give to the world, and I'm going to make sure that I utilize it the best way that I can. I'm going to cut this off. I will see you guys in a few weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to post from Machu Picchu before I head out into the rainforest. We'll see. Until then, until the end of November, keep going and keep growing. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I love you guys. I'll see you around. Peace.